over a quick overview of what I think is going to encompass us here going into this Friday for XRP, for some other things across the market. And maybe the background might be a little bit different today. So, you know, I think a lot of people expect the storm is brewing up here a little bit, but I think a lot of people are missing some of the plain variables that are right here in front of us. So I think we're gonna feast as we always do. And when everybody runs for the hills and is scared, we're gonna look at the facts and we're gonna look at the unemotional tug, and we're gonna show you, or I'm gonna try to show you exactly why I am still not uncomfortable in this market. So I do thank everybody for tuning in. William, welcome in, my friend, amongst many others in there, many others in here. I really appreciate everybody. I see Syrians in here as well. A very trusted mod. Jacoby and Crazy Paul and so many others. Papa Wheelie, so awesome. Monera. I do like XMR long term. We don't often talk about it. And yes, this is an XRP community with XLM and DGB, but during the lives, we go all around crypto. So when I do my update in the morning, it's usually about XRP, XLM, DGB. I might throw in Bitcoin, but it's at night where we can all get together here for an hour and I can really go through the market and show you some of, what I see and what we all see. But I think this evening is going to be pretty interesting here. You're going to have to deal with my voice again. I'm still getting over, the little bit of congestion. I'm in the draining phase, so you guys, I know you can imagine when it gets closer to nighttime how that is. But it's honestly hasn't been too bad at all. But I think XRP here seemingly could be setting up for a possible Friday surge. Now, a couple things need to happen, and it could be a better surge than maybe one that could get a rejection at 279, but nonetheless, I think we could be setting ourselves up here for a Friday surge, and it might not come without a little bit of pain to start, but I also want to go through the total 3 market cap as it's picked up about 12.2 billion, but again, it's been outpaced. So basically, the total crypto market cap is every crypto in the entire crypto sphere, everything from small to big to the biggest to the smallest. The total 3 market cap is every cryptocurrency minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. And just Bitcoin and Ethereum, once again, is outpacing every other crypto combined. It can't happen. It can't happen. If we continue to put more money into 2 than every other cryptocurrency combined, there's not a lot of capital to be had. Like right now, there's been about $70 billion injected into crypto today. 52 billion went to 2 tokens. That's unbelievable at this stage. So until that changes, we're not going to get some of our utility tokens up to all-time highs. So everybody who bags on XRP right now, you might want to check yourself, because XRP, let's not forget, it is doing much better than 95% of the other utility tokens. And it's not even freaking close. It's not even close. If you want to talk about all-time highs where all the other utility tokens are compared to XRP, so we're doing spectacular with XRP being almost at $2.70. Like, it goes without saying. Like, to put it in perspective, DGB, my baby DGB, I sold it in the bull market in 21, the last time I had bought it, and it was at 16 cents, and it was a little higher by the time it ended. We're not even at a penny. We're not even at a penny. ZIL was almost at 30 cents. We're not even at 1.5 cents. VeChain was well over 20 cents. It's at 3.2 cents. HBAR's, done fine compared to most. But the point remains, IOTA was over $6. It's at IOTA over $6. And where are we at right now? IOTA's at 25 cents. 22 cents. It's cheaper than Doge. You couldn't make this up if you tried. If you would have told me that Doge would be more expensive than IOTA in 2025, I would have laughed. So if anybody in my audience is buying Doge right now and not IOTA, I will reach through this screen, and I can't reach through it physically, but just imagine AI Tom reaching through this screen and just like slapping the shit out of you. Well, nope. Just let's not get down the bad road, but IOTA, mainframe token. Look up at IOTA, mainframe token for the Internet of Things. Doge, shit. And even though I can't say it's shit, you know why? It's an ISO token. But I doubt it's an ISO token. But the reason I say shit is the amount of supply there is 140 billion plus, and it's inflationary, so it always creates more every single day on every single transaction. Well, I guess it's not inflationary, it's just expansionary, I suppose. So I mean, in algo sitting at 27.1 cents, and it was at one time. I mean, you can't. And for everybody who's mad at XRP, I mean, this was up at $4 almost. So I mean, it's like we can all be mad, but we also should be thankful because XRP is outperforming this market. Oh, hell yeah, there's tokens worth buying. Oh, there's so many worth buying. I'm actually proud of myself for what I did with MXC because I stuck to my guns. And even though I was fascinated with ZBEC during that little bit of the run, I still got rid of the 1 million tokens that I wanted to put into MXC. And that bag is at 1.5 million. I think MXC is still a great play. It's just, I don't know how much farther it has to go down if it was going to. Right now, it seemingly was rounding a little bit. But we were at the lowest of lows of all time. Now, if it breaks down here and this actually pulls down, I mean, this is one that I'm going to continue to watch if it would have come down here. And I'm going to continue to make a play up. But we're going to go through today. And I really want to go through at some point here today. And this was part of the plan today. And it's another reason why I hope more of you will join the Telegram. Because until this last week, and I had started this, and you'll see if you guys join in 2023 or 22. And I rebranded it in 23, but there were so many bad actors in there that I had to step away for a few years and get rid of people as I watched one by one. And I did it meticulously, but I didn't want to get rid of the wrong people. So I created a lot of different things in there from just learning the charts and doing things. I think it's an undervalued thing because I'm not charging. I don't want you to pay for anything to get in here. But like if you're trying to figure out a fundamental understanding of some of these charts, and you're in here, don't ignore the terminology. Like this goes all the way back to February of 2023 when I started that. So and then you can see the lapse. And then I finally did another one today for everybody who was having problems with the descending wedge. And it's basically going to follow what we do on here. And I'm going to try to teach terminology as we go. So the prediction for algo long term, that's a great question. Now, I can tell you this. I don't make a prediction based on time, only based on formation. So it has the Hankel ass syndrome, which is good. This is what XRP suffered with horribly until we made the run up. And I drew this exact same thing out. Is there anybody in my audience that can validate that we drew this out? And the only reason I'm asking is because I want to do the intro before I forget. But can you at least validate for some of the new members in here that we did this exact same thing for XRP, but we did it on the market cap chart? And I still have it here. But we drew this out before this ever happened. It had the Hankel ass. I just isn't drawn across. But this is how I predicted it from like 50 cents. And that's how we had it set up. So we've been talking about this since the cycle in 21 when we bought in. So we bought the bear market before the bull market in 21. Then we sold out the bull market at $1.66 on XRP after having a 47-cent average. We did not buy XRP back. Well, we bought it twice at 28.5 cents, sold it at 42. And then that was the gain capital. And then when I went back down to 34 cents, that was my last time I bought it and sold it. And that was, or last time I bought it. And that's where we bought it. No, that's not true. 34. And then we had that one drop to 38 cents and we actually added to it because we had one more shot that I didn't expect under 40 cents, which was awesome. So now, coming back to now, we have a lot of history here. So when you ask, like, where is it going to go? This is nothing unlike what I've done with XRP in the past. And it's not unlike anything I'm doing with other things. Oh, top 5's the easiest thing you could have asked for me. I mean, there's no question. Can anybody tell them what my top 5 is? And I think you guys can say, based on my name alone, the top 3. But does anybody else know the other 2? But if you notice, this is exactly what XRP was. And it only looks functional now because XRP came up here and made the W. It wasn't functional before. People I used to always have to say, don't laugh at me, please. I know it looks ridiculous, but it's the same thing with algo. If it does what I expect, and I expect XRP, which it's XRP's up to the W. Now, it hasn't consolidated out yet, though, to the 540 or 679. But algo, I expect $6.16 when this plays out. I expect it. Would I be disappointed if it doesn't hit that at some point in the future? You better believe it. So when I bought it at 14 and 20 or whatever you buy it at, I have 30,000 tokens, 31 or 32,000 now. But with my 32,000 tokens, you know, that might have cost, I don't know, what's 10,000 tokens at 1,400 and 2,000. So what, $5,000 or $6,000 worth of algo? I expect that to turn into about $180,000 to $200,000. Call me crazy if you want, but that is my philosophy. You don't go rich in the bull market. I promised everybody I would teach you this, and we'd have to be patient if you stayed with me for a number of years. Some of you have. And now we're at this point. Never imagined I could own everything I had. If I would have told you this was my portfolio in 21, I would have said we jumped a cycle. The only thing that I did different than most, besides being able to navigate through the bear market of 21 and buy at the right time, was that I was able to take all of my emotion out of it and sell every last thing I owned for over 2 years besides swing trading at a cycle top. It's the first time in crypto or the stock market or commodities that I hit it on the nuts like that. And I knew when I did it in 21 that it was the real deal, because I knew what was going to happen if I had the patience. And like I said, the testicular fortitude of the community for us to have the patience to wait to buy. And we had to go through a huge quantitative tightening cycle. And we had to wait for those magical words we heard in about March of 2023. Quantitative easing. And I said, guys and gals, and you can go back in my Telegram if you join. Go back to that time period. Go back to that time period, and you'll be able to see exactly what took place and how many people were so dead set against when I told them to buy and when I bought. Even in my own Telegram, it was crazy. And I just tried to validate, hey, I'm the one who called, and I wasn't trying to be big-headed. It's just, I'm trying to show you my credentials here, and I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. I'm showing you my historical data, and it is what it is. I built a resume based on truth and fact and not FUD or fiction. And yesterday I talked about algo. If you guys were in an algo, I said we're about to go up to 28 cents tomorrow, or roughly, and then we're going to go from there because it looks like it's getting ready to break out. And now today, I mean, we're sitting here, and it's nothing spectacular, but at least we're moving up in the right direction so we can see the possibility. Now, I will tell you, going into the weekend, I would normally be nervous because we've dumped 9 straight weeks. What did those 9 straight weekends not have attached to it? That's right. The Tether Treasury printed $400 million yesterday. Was it million? I think it was million. Can anybody confirm? But the Tether Treasury printed a whole boatload of money. Whole boatload of money. Oh, man. So, that's what we have. That's what we have going for us this weekend. And I don't even think I did the intro. Look at me. I just started talking. And somebody said I should change my channel to, I don't remember what they said. Something about yakking or something. I do have the gift of gab, so I really appreciate those comments. You know, it takes a lot to be able to talk like this. Good evening. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, February 20th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on Excellent Future Digibite OG, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Little throwback, although I was T-Speak at 222, if you remember on the very first video I ever did. But yeah, I love that intro. Since I missed it when you guys were buying algo, but would like to know when is it good. Literally, my friend, algo, you didn't miss anything yet. I literally bought algo, more algo on Testicular Tuesdays, or what was it? Yeah, Testicular Tuesdays. I know we bought some right at, well, maybe not at this exact one. It's somewhere over here we bought more, or down here somewhere. But you haven't missed anything yet. I mean, it's all taking a shot here, my friend. Like, I'm not a financial advisor, so if you're new, don't come in here expecting me to tell you to buy. Most people get pissed because I won't. Now, I would tell you to buy it if we were in the bear market, because that's when I was buying. But I've also said algo This is your key right now. This is your pivot point. So if you're buying algo, what you have to assume is that you're looking at it right here. So this is going to play out into the future, but this is the predetermined neckline of that breakout. So you need to make sure we hold this. The factory already came down, back test to make the W reversal, made a bull flag. This is coming up. And I yesterday I talked about the short-term cup we were working at, and that's how I knew we were going to come into this range at some point. And that's going to be another cutoff level. Now, once you get above that, we're working on the higher cup. Okay, and then this starts to snowball here pretty damn quick. Because now if you do that, what do we see here? And it's very jank, and it's across the entire market. And I can't believe we're talking about algo this much, and I'm truly so happy we are, because algo, for anybody who asked, is in my top 5. XRP, it is in the top 5. Does anybody know my #1 token if I was an XRP future millionaire? And it shocks a lot of people, but I personally invested more money in one token than anything else. Look at the audience. You guys know me. Oh,
They know you.
most of them. Digibyte. That's right. So if you were asking me if I was placing my top 5, I would go Digibyte, XRP, which you can transform XRP or XLM based on value. And right now I could almost argue that XLM should be number 2. XRP would be number 3. And that's not because I don't like XRP. I just think there could be more potential where Digibyte was listed and it hasn't done dick yet. Hasn't done anything compared to what it should. God, I love how many people know this. But so I would, and you can interchange it just for the sake of our show. XRP, XLM, DGB, algo. And then if I had to narrow it down between all the rest, and there's so many to choose from, I would go with H-bar probably. I know it probably shocks some of you, but I would probably go with H-bar. And look, it's at 222, so I mean, I guess that's meant to be. 222, I mean, you can't make that up, can you, when I'm picking my number 5, then top 5? And I was thinking H-bar in my head, and I go to it, and it's at 222. And you all know how the affliction with me and the angels, it means I'm telling the truth. But I don't care if it's, I don't have a list of 1 to 50. Like, if it's just if you're putting me on the spot, but listen, all of these, if it's on my list and I own, there's a reason why. Every single thing you see without fail on this list, I own. Including commodities, gold, silver. If it's on this list, I own it. Period. And I never thought that would be the case in 21. But because of our good understanding of the market, we've been able to kind of, I don't want to say manipulate it, but it's been pretty special. So let's get into this. And I know I talk, and look at 222 people watching. Again, a sign of the angels. I always used to tell, and now it switched, but you've seen it. I always used to tell the audience, you would know if I'm telling the truth if 222 comes up a lot, because it's the sign that the angels are not only watching over us, but that I'm on the right track in my own personal life. And I've used that for many, many years now. And when I see it pop up, I know I'm on the right track, and it's never failed me yet. So I know we are talking the truth today. And then remember, when more than 2 speak the name of our Lord and Savior, God becomes present amongst all of us. Now, that's a special thing for me to even think, because there's so many bad things going on in the world, and it's nice to have the comfort that we have God-fearing people. Even if you don't believe in the Lord and Savior, as long as you're humble and you show humility, it means that you're fearing of your own. You don't have to be God-fearing. You have to be soul, like, you have to fear your soul. Basically, like, you have to feel for other people. Like, if you don't have that, I mean, you're not going to fit in here. But we have to pay attention here, because one could argue that's a rising channel. And the only reason I say that is because I believe this is a bull flag that should bring us outside of this. And then we'll use this as a support back test. So if this plays out, this should knock us outside of this resistance and likely tap this area up here. And then we could back test what looked like a channel was forming. That's what I'm hoping plays out of here. Now, if it gets invalidated, well, we can stand corrected here and have to re-wait for the back test. But this looks like a small flag has formed here. Can we at least agree on something like that? God sent his only son to die for our sins, Jesus. Look at this, Julie. We got all these people speaking, and good. It is, because we've turned this community into a... Oh, I love it so much. It took a long time to get it to like this, and myself to be the, you know, the way I am now. But still, anyhow, this looks like an inverse head and shoulders kind of formed here. If this pulls up, would we even question it? And it's not just algo like this. Would we even question this if it pulls up that this, in fact... Because you could even say that maybe this is the... And this is the crazy part, folks. What if this is just the big head? And this is a shoulder up here? Like, that is what I'm starting to think. That is what I'm starting to think. Like, this is not a right shoulder. This is part of the head. And if that's the case, oh my God. And it's not just algo. It's like, this is the whole damn market. And with algo, you can clearly see... Can anybody else see the falling channel we've been in? Like... It's not even a channel, I suppose, but you could almost say if you went back far enough and held it, but it's almost like a descending wedge. But it isn't a channel. You can see the falling channel. Since we broke out here in December, you can see this. It's a falling channel. Lower highs, lower low. That's a channel. That's a falling channel. And we already came all the way back down here like this. I couldn't make this up if I freaking tried. How perfect these back tested it. I couldn't. All these messages in here, it's unbelievable. Dear Lord, may Tom and his YouTube channel be blessed with creativity, positivity, and the ability to inspire and uplift all who watch. Amen to that. Wow. Can I tell you one of the most surprising moments of probably the week for me personally? B2 Gold. B2 freaking Gold. How do you miss earnings by this much and put on a fucking 5% gain the following day? This is when I know we're not in a real market anymore. We're not in a real market anymore. I have never seen B2 Gold miss earnings by 83.4%. Now, mind you, these are all bullshit numbers anyhow, figments of our imagination. The bottom line is they still had earnings. And the bottom line is their revenue. They still had revenue of $501 million. So who really cares about the sideshow? So a lot of people were selling last night, and after hours to cause the price to go down to like 253, 4. And then this morning it's up fucking 3, 5, 8% during the day, and it's settled at 281. So many mad people out there are probably going to be. But anyhow, this is not real markets anymore. This is good. We don't want these to be real markets. Because when the real markets start later this year, because you know what they say. I say this. Well, I don't really want to say it because I don't want to ruin dreams. But what happens in the summertime every year? I feel like we've talked about this for 4 years in a row. We have this awe-inspiring pump in the new year, in the March and April and May. The May flowers are nice, by the way. But June, July comes. Tom, I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck start to stand up. Thanks, man. Feels good. I appreciate that. Like, I know that feeling. DAG is excellent. I just can't buy it in my exchanges. I cover it from time to time. This also looks like a bull flag here. Oh, my. XRP, man. We're getting ready. Well, I put it in the title. It's not like I should be spread. All right, guys. So I think you understand my dramaticness, right? When I come in here and it's like, holy crap, it's the first time I'm seeing this. It's so you can all live it through me as if it's the first time I see it. That's some quality that I've brought in 24 and 25 especially, that I think the dramatic effect is if we're all seeing it for the first time, even if I've seen it 1,000 times, it allows us to see the significance. If I just go, oh, it's a bull flag, this could go up to... No. Holy crap, you know, like, let's pay attention to that because it really is, it's a defining moment right here, like, up to the flag, down to here. And we're speculating, of course, that that's what's developing. We have a golden cross here as well. What is this? Hey, thank you so much, Shane, for the $2 donation. Thanks for your top 5. I love XDC. Oh, XDC. I love XDC. And I could almost argue that you could replace, and like, that's what I'm saying. You could replace a few of them with these, like ZIL and VeChain and some of the other ones. Well, did I say IOTA? No, see, even IOTA. That's what I mean. I wouldn't even be able to do a fair top 5 because I can't live without certain things. And I didn't even name them in my list, but there's certain ones that I believe because of where they're at. IOTA's one of them too. That's the problem. And so are some of these other ones. It's crazy. Sell in May and go away. That's why every year, what do I always tell you? I go to the flower show when I can, except my son was sick last year, and you guys know what happened. But I like to go and do my gardening and stuff and live outdoors for the summer. I still cover this every single day. Beautiful V-shape recovery, by the way. Holy Toledo. It's almost as if we predicted it would go down to 249 and create a V-shape. Am I making that up for the new people, or did we actually do that a couple days ago? We predicted it would drop, and I said, don't worry, and it's in the titles. And then I said we'd make a V-shape in the lives, and guess what? We actually made the V-shape. This is craziness. I feel like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I remember how I was in 21, and it's a pure, foregone freaking miracle that I was right about that. Because I can tell you right now, 4 years ago, I had 10% the knowledge I have now, and the fact that I even had the stomach to do that, I don't even know how I did it. I really don't. The Lord and Savior guided me through that because I didn't even have the knowledge necessary to make that call with the community and be that confident. But I just seen it. Like, that's the thing. I've grown so much now, and it's like, I can't believe, like, how easy it is to see this stuff now. Even then, it was harder to see. Now it's like, it doesn't even matter what it throws at us. We can see it. We don't have the emotional tug, and that was a problem before. It just, I feel like we've come so far together here. And for some of you who are here for the first time, I think you found a place that you're not going to quite understand yet. But I literally do no sponsorships. I have no ads. I don't do anything. We just come into this, and this is what I'm doing right now is all I do. We don't do anything else. Joseph, thank you for the $20 donation. I really, really appreciate that so much. So very much. Wow, that's a big donation. Holy crap. And like, I like to put my content out for free, and I think if you go to the Telegram, you're going to see just how hard I actually work. Because I get very dedicated into this stuff because I really want to help as many people as possible before it's too late. Because I know what's going to happen when we go into that next tug. Man, this is pulling up here. This looks like XRP's getting ready here. Holy shit. And we actually drew out, believe it or not, this inverse. Man, I wish some of you were here before. How many of you were here when we drew this inverse head and shoulders out? And I said, I know it looks crazy, and I hate talking in the past tense, but there's so many new people I could see in the algorithm that are in here right now. And I want them to know they're getting something special, not to leave right away. But we called this and said, I think this is an inverse head and shoulders when it was still in this, before it broke out of the wedge, when we identified it. And I said, let's just for a second say, what if it does create something like this and bounce out? And I think I might have had it down like that. And now it's doing exactly that. Like, this is what I mean. We're seeing it before it happens. And now look at Algo. Remember what I just drew out with Algo? That means Algo's about 4 to 7 days behind XRP right now. Or maybe a week or two. Like, this is craziness. XRP is truly leading something here. Your 13-year-old says he has 100 XRP. Oh my God, he's a billion times ahead of where I was at 13. At 13, I had 100 candy bars I shouldn't have had in my belly. I was a fatso. No, I don't want to make fun of fat people, but I was one. I wish I had that kind of fortitude at 13. Obviously, we didn't have social media like it is now to learn. But to have 100, like XRP at that age, are you kidding me? That kid, that's a superstar right there. Whew. That actually makes me really happy. Gives you a little hope, too, for the future, if you think about it. Maybe the last couple generations haven't been so good, but what about the kids of now? Like the ones that are, you know, between the 1 and 18 right now. What if these next 18 that are coming out makes up for the 18 that were before them? Because of 18 after me and to them, I don't want to say we were useless, but we were pretty useless. We gave our country away on a silver platter, and it started with, well, Gen Z. It started with all of you older ones. We gave it away it's kind of like they said, we gave our world away on a silver platter, and now we're trying to take it back. That's what we're doing. One trade at a time here. One trade at a time. I know for a fact my parents' generation was absolutely, when it comes to understanding, they were hard-ass workers, don't get me wrong. They're the hardest workers we've probably ever known. But they were so damn stupid when it came to government affairs, I'll never understand. They would never listen. They literally said, I'm going to give our country away so I can go to work and make my money. It ain't all about the money, people, if you give away your freedom, and we're learning that. So, look at that little channel we have here, too. I'm having a hard time saying, like I said before, if this is going to give it away, we're going to make that real top. And that's what would happen. But we're not done. We are not done yet. I don't care what anybody says. This is going to have to kick me in the nuts and convince me that this is over. Because everything I see here, I would be a fool not to try to take advantage of this market and continue to take advantage. It just doesn't seem right here. I don't know how many times this does not feel like the end of a cycle. It's so weird. They're trying so hard to convince us. Why? Look how far XRP went. And for anybody who got scared there. What's up, Tom? Glad I caught the live finally. Oh, we'll look at VELO for you, my friend. It's all an illusion. See, and it's in your name, too. And thanks for being in Tom's Army. And also a $10 donation. See, you are very generous. In Tom's Army and donating $10. Some people ask why I don't charge anything for my content. I've gone over it a million times, so I won't go over it today. Well, it's because when I was trying to learn, like some of you might be in here for the first time, when I went to go ask for help on YouTube and others, they told me to join their stupid program, which is useless. Because if they actually, can I tell you a secret? If you actually are a professional at your trade, you shouldn't need to charge people who are trying to learn to make it. Listen to that again. If you know what you're doing so well that you can make a living off of it, you shouldn't be charging somebody else to achieve the same thing that you have already done. See, and I can make money by being like this, maybe through advertisements because of YouTube advertising by the people viewing, or the pay it forward mentality for the thank you. You just taught me something that I would have never been taught, and now I'm going to join Tom's Army for $9.99. There's like a couple hundred people that are in Tom's Army now. Well, maybe not that many now. I think it's dropped off by about 15% in the last month and a half. But hey, that happens. That happens. And like you guys see the super chats and stuff, like that all goes into the equation of people being thankful. You know, I would love to see more people in Tom's Army, but I don't think we're where we need to be yet. I think if XRP does make this next bump and some of this stuff does start making these next bumps, I think more people are going to start joining again, but that's my philosophy. You help others and they'll take care of you. I am 100% convinced I am 100% convinced that if you help people with good intentions, they will look out for you in the end. Amen to that, because I truly believe that. And it flows through this community. I swear to God, did I just see somebody join Tom's Army as I was making that point? Like, that would be the most unbelievable thing if that's for real. I don't know if I did because I can't see out of my left side because I blur out of my left. I have keratoconus. Never been able to see my whole life out of my left eye except a blur. Yes, look at that. Kenny joined Tom's Army. See that? If that doesn't prove what I did, that's unbelievable. Kenny, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. Kenny GXRP, like, that was literally what I was just talking about. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Is he trying to get another snacky? Yep. Maybe? Oh, he's just following you. But welcome aboard, Kenny. Thank you so much for that. So if XRP does, I'm going to try to talk a little bit lower. If XRP does hold this golden cross, this is what we can expect as long as we don't give away the 200-day. Because there's something to be said for coming back. Remember I talked yesterday about that 264? There was a reason. It's just a back test in the smaller time frames. Now that's in the 3 hours. So let's see. Yeah, I do like that 3 hour. Where's it at in the 4 hour? Oh yeah, perfect. So if it does need to, I could see it maybe having an overzealous rebound at 264 here real quick. And don't be too scared about that, because that would be the confirmation and a little bit of testicular fortitude there as well. To kind of grab a little liquidity. It doesn't need to, though. It doesn't need to. But it definitely could. And then if you got the validation, because if it falls through right about, let me put this. If you're watching this and you ask me, when would you be scared? If it falls through this point right here, and I'm giving it grace. If it falls through right there, could be a problem for the structure that it's built. Just because it might have to come down a little farther and consolidate. And it won't use this as a flag. It might come down a little bit farther. Here, I'll show you what I mean. it might do something like this. So what we want is this to be a flag, right? And boom. And then it gets us on the top of the structure. And then we can start to bounce around here. We'd probably consolidate. And what we want to see is a second flag that would then shoot us up to 298. Do it again. Shoot us up to the 327. This would be ideal to start seeing little bull flags like this reminiscing. You know, came across you on TikTok on October 24 and try to catch all your feeds. Have learned so much from you. Thank you. Oh, Patricia. Oh, was that? What was the name again? Hold on. I need to see that. Patricia, thank you so much for that. Patricia Karen Sheffield. Thank you so much for that. That's a ringing endorsement if I've ever heard it. That is awesome. Somebody said diverticulitis in here. Yes, yes, diversify. Sorry, I'm seeing diverticulitis with certain words because my mom had a surgery a couple weeks ago, which she's doing good. Just to update all of you. She had like 8 to 10 inches of like her colon intestinal tract taken out. Everything's fine. Everything works fine, but she had been dealing with stuff since she was like in her 20s, and she's 63 this year. So she finally got it taken care of. But yeah, this is what we want to see. We want to see a series of like, do you guys understand what I'm saying? Like a series of bull flags there. And that would be the most bullish scenario. That's when it starts to, what the hell? That's when I forgot about my son's portfolio. Because mine doesn't have commercials, but his does. But I like having his on there because then I see his picture behind me when I'm doing my live. His little school picture. That's the picture I put up there. Like a piece of art he made. Ooh, this is a little bit different. Look at, like, literally, I like this one better. I like this better like this. But does that make sense to everybody? So, and then and it could do this too, but see how it would be using a slightly different structure if it came down a little bit farther. It'd have to come down to like 259 and make almost like have to kind of bounce here and then bounce here to get a little bit more validation. So we just got to be careful here when you come too far because it could go to the same spot still, but you really don't want to come down farther than that. So hopefully that does help. Hopefully that does help. Oh, yeah. I appreciate somebody bringing up AMP. I actually bought AMP. FYI. It is in my bag again on BITUNIX. I completely forgot to bring this up. I did bring it up in my Telegram. So, just so that I can not say that I'm doing this and I'm just saying, oh, I bought AMP. You know, I'm not, I think sometimes people are like, oh, he just says it because people say it. But if you look at this, I actually brought this up about AMP somewhere. I don't know. I forgot I talked so much in here today. I know I talked about AMP, though. I put it somewhere. But 450, because it was 2.5K roughly, or 2.4K. My Telegram is in the pinned comment on this very live. Just click that link. If you guys are looking for the Telegram, go into the pinned comments in the chat. And that's what that link is. It's to the Telegram. But yeah, so I do have AMP. I don't know if it's going to break back through this area, but AMP's definitely, if you revalue it and you start to look at this and reevaluate it with that wick down, this is what it ended up emerging into, something like that. So, it's definitely gotten stuck in this area. And actually, if you do it like it was supposed to be, because I did it like that, but in all reality, we could have done it like this. We should have done it like this. We should have done it like that. So in all reality, it's almost done here. It's almost done. Like this is I'm going to get rid of this just so you don't have to see it like that. This is almost done and it's about to break out. So I bought it. I bought 455,000 tokens and it was about 2.4K when I bought it. So you can do the math. It's right in the area it is now. Literally almost identical to where it is right now. Maybe might have been a little bit lower than the 5.2 something, but it's nothing. It's only in the 5.3 something now. But I'm looking for a breach above for the breakout. It's got to get above 5.38, 5.4. But this is a very long long descending wedge that ended up forming here, it looks like. And you can look at it in the short time frame too, but this is another one that eventually, and we've seen this before, there was a time, I don't know how many, if anybody was in this with us. Some of you had to have been. Who remembers in the summertime we bought AMP, and the next day it went up like, or within 2 days it was up 355%, but the next day it was up like 170% after we bought it the night before in the live. It was the most unbelievable thing. It was so crazy, and I feel like we're back at that moment again, like we were in 24 in like the midsummer. That was the craziest thing that happened in the summer because it was unbelievable. Jorge, you were there. Yeah, absolutely. See, so you understand. And with AMP, all I do is I ride the move, and then most of the time I'll sell it. I leave the money on BITUNIX. Everything I want, it's usually about 2,500 that I'll keep every time for AMP. But on BITUNIX, the fees are so low, I don't have to worry about just holding it. I can buy it and sell it as I please. And it's a no KYC exchange, so I'm not even using it for tax purposes. It's off the radar. They will not see a customer. But this is one that I'm very, very invested in because I know when this pumps, we're going to make like 5-10 grand off of it. I know it. It's going to do it again. It always does, and it's going to do it again. Eventually, this is going to do it, and we're going to find ourselves, just even if we find ourselves back at 1.4, even if we find ourselves at 1.4 cents here, that's almost 200% just to get up to not even 1.5 cents. Holy crap. And then the top of the range, and this is what I mean, we're going to, remember, take it, and we're going to bring it out. That's about another 343%. But look at this after. Look what it's been building. Eventually, either this is going to die, or we got some big, big things coming. I would like to think that, you see how this is? I would like to think this is almost like how ZBEC was, how it broke out of that layer, and then it just started moving. And I'd almost like to think that. So just keep your eyes on AMP. I'm not telling you to buy it because I am not a financial advisor. Nor do I want to be one. Nor do I pretend to be one. Nor do I ever want to be one. But this is what we drew out for ZBEC before the rally started, was something like this. And we diagnosed it at 0077 was the buy zone. Or 0079. And I know a lot of you were here because you bought it with me. And then it went up. I had 3 million tokens. It went up. And I sold it on this rally. The last bit when it hit at 002, and I flipped it 1 million tokens into MXC because it was getting its ass handed to it. So yeah, that is something insane. Oh yeah, for some of you who don't know, we had a point, and some took some profits obviously because of what happened. But we bought XRP Healthcare at 1.7 cents, well, 2 cents on average in the community for some. I bought it at 1.7 and 2. We'll just say 222. It ended up going up about 2,000%. Some took a bunch of profits, some didn't. But it looks like it's on an all-time cup and handle. So, it feels like to me that this has a long ways to go still in time. But even from... That was probably one of the most insane things I've ever been a part of. It went up 2,000%. It was insanity. I agree with that, Shane. I agree with that with ZBEC. Oh, did I not say it this time about Shane? I usually give Shane credit. Maybe I didn't give him credit this time. Whoops. But yeah, Shane told me about it, and I went and researched it for 2 days. And I was like, oh my God. If we buy it at 0079 on that uptrend... It's either going to drop 80% if that's a bearish pennant and it falls out early, or at worst, we're going to have an 85% rally back to the top of the bearish pennant. But I think it's going to break out and form that inverse head and shoulders, and that's why I drew it. And now here we are with ZBEC. So you can make money in these moments, but you have to be a part of something to trust it. And we do this all live. I didn't tell anybody to buy it. I just said I bought it, and I bought it for a reason. And we ended up riding it at 162%. Right now, for the 2 million I still have, it's up 120%. And then 1 million flipped into MXC. Unfortunately, MXC now seems to be rotating a little bit. And it just happened. Like I said, it was falling off the map. It was around 2.7 or 0027. But when I say falling off the map, we just watched it. Oh, no, we didn't watch it there. We watched it for a couple days. And then it all of a sudden was down like 24% here. Yeah, 24% like a week. I was like, oh my God. And ZBAC went up 160%. This is the perfect storm. I'm so happy. So a million went away of ZBAC. They all went into this. And now this is starting to pull up as ZBAC came down. But ZBAC I don't necessarily think is done yet, folks. I think there's, well, you see how I have it drawn out. So I try to give like a little bit of hints as I go along in the lives. I know it's all merged and I can't talk about everything. And look, it's already 45 minutes and I'm coming to towards the end of the life cycle of this live today. But I mean, I feel like the whole market, I mean, shit, now when it came up, obviously that looks more official. But it wasn't like that when we first called it. You know, like that's the thing. Like now everything's easy in the future. But what happens if it hasn't happened yet? Like, it's the same thing with POL, Matic now. It's Poly, Matic. If this is the bottom of the structure here again, just to come back up, it's going to be at 95 cents, even if it gets rejected. And this seems early to break down, even if it's bearish. If it doesn't look bearish. But even if it was bearish, and I know that's a big death cross, so this has a lot that it has to fix here. And now it's starting to. It's trying to get back up. It tapped this bottom support that we had. And now it's coming up here. And everybody knows I bought this when it had this big drop. I got my 10,000 tokens. I could not resist anymore. And I bought it. You all know. So it is what it is. But I might have to cut this short right now. Because my son, I think, wants me right now. And I know it's only been like 46 minutes. But my son comes first. Oh, I hear you, Robert. I hear you with that. But yeah, we'll continue this discussion later. I'm going to go. My son's out here. He wants me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please join the Telegram to continue the discussion. And we'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I got to go deal with, the family stuff, and it's a good thing. So thank you all. I hope you understand. I really, really appreciate it. It's been a beautiful 47 minutes. I really hope to see you guys in the Telegram. I really hope to see you in there. Really, really hope to see you. And then on the way out, I just want to look at the H-bar real quick. Because it is breaking out of this descending triangle, just like Algo is. And Algo and H-bar, and XLM for that matter, seem to have a pretty similar patterns kind of set up. Algo and H-bar for sure. So I think H-bar is getting hot here as well. Oh, thank you for the $20 donation, Cruz. I really appreciate that so much. So... And like I said, video description below, pinned comments, click on it. You can join me in the Telegram. It's that simple. If you're looking for exchanges, look on my homepage. In the Telegram, I have it all listed as well. So